Hello my friends and welcome to Turn 1 Sol Ring. So, there have been hundreds of legendary creatures throughout Magic's history. And this week I thought, hey, let's do something different and play a little game I like to call Commander 99 or Cut. This is where I'm going to take a batch of legendary creatures from throughout Magic's history and I'm going to determine whether I would keep them as a commander, put them in the 99, or cut them outright from a deck. Let's get started. But first, I found this hat lying on the sidewalk the other day. When I reached into it, I found a magic pack. I know, right? Amazing. And so, I now call it my mythical magic beanie. Because whenever I reach into it, I just seem to find, oh hey, a pack of magic cards. And these cards and this pack are going to go to Booster Packs for Hope, which is a little organization I have that I open a pack of magic cards per video and then sell those cards to help support a different charity each month. This month the charity is the Humane Society, which helps doggos and cattos find good homes. And if you want to help support Booster Packs for Hope, you can name a charity down in the comment section below, or go on over to the Facebook page to vote for a charity. Or you can send a booster pack in to Turn 1 Sol Ring, P.O. Box 291616, Columbia, South Carolina 29229. Alright, well we got this awesome pack of Kaladesh here, so let's crack into it. Alright, here's hoping for an invention or some really awesome lottery card. So let's see here. Alright, haven't opened up a pack of Kaladesh in what feels like forever, so. Alright, we got Bastion Mastodon, Curio Vendor, Live Fast, Live Free, Die Hard. Inspired Charge, Gear Seeker Serpent. It's actually really good in artifact decks. Subtle Strike, love the name of that. Salivating Gremlins. I really wish there was a Gremlin Tribal Commander deck, there isn't. Ornamental Courage, Prophetic Prism, great little mana rock. Definitely a good budget mana rock for Commander. Spireside Infiltrator. Not a really good card if you're running a lot of vehicles. And speaking of vehicles, we're now into the uncommons. Oval Chase Dragster. A really good card in limited. Minister of Inquiries. Not a bad addition to a energy deck. Wispweaver Angel. Alright. This is a nice little flicker card. And, oh! We got a first mythic on Booster Pack for Hope's history. We got Saheeli Rai. That's pretty awesome. I run her in a whole bunch of decks. I used to run her in my Grixis Super Friends deck. I think I threw her into the Commander, the Saheeli deck from Commander 2018. So definitely an awesome pull here. So I cannot wait to, wow, that's awesome. Well, that just made this video 10 times better, didn't it? Alright, so let's get into Commander Cut for 99. The magic beanie does its job, I suppose. Alright, so you're probably wondering why I have my computer here, and that's going to help us play Commander 99 or Cut. So I'm already here on Gatherer, and what I'm going to do is hit random card until I come across a legendary. Oh, and here we go. Rakdos, Lord of Riots. For black, red, you get a 6/6 demon that has, you cannot cast him unless an opponent lost life this turn. And it has flying, trample, and creature spells you cast cost 1 generic less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Whew. Let's unpack this one. Well, first, you cannot cast him unless your opponent lost life this turn. Not hard to do early game if you have a bunch of just 1/1s. He goes, definitely can see some goblins getting in for some damage. Flying Trample 6/6 is pretty dang good. And I could totally see abusing that last one with like a bunch of burn spells, or maybe something like Blasphemous Act, where the next thing you cast, or not Blasphemous Act wouldn't work, or something like Fireball, where you just made a bunch of mana and cast that, and assume, let's say you do like 10 damage. I see you could probably throw a bunch of Eldrazi in this deck. I'm definitely going to say Commander on this one. Maybe, depending on the deck, cut, but definitely Commander with Rakdos here. Alright, here's we're still apparently staying in black and staying with demons with this one. Obnixilis Unshackled. Alright, so for 4 black, so 6 mana, 2 of which has to be black, you get a 4/4. Alright. Flying Trample. Okay. Whenever an opponent searches his or her library, that player sacrifices a creature and loses 10 life. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Obnixilis Unshackled. Okay, first of all, ignoring the other 2 abilities, a 6-drop 4/4 Flying Trample, I don't know if I would put that in a deck. That second ability, the Searching the Library, you instantly make any tutor, essentially makes your opponent pay 25% of his life. You turn Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanses into just absolute horrors for your opponent to do. Sacrificing, and so losing a creature and paying 10 life. That's definitely can see him going in the 99 with that ability. The third ability, when another creature dies, put a 1/1 counter on Obnixilis Unshackled. That's very much a demon ability, but I can't really see this being a commander. Maybe you guys have him as your commander, but with this Obnixilis, I can't really see that. That second ability definitely makes me want to put him in the 99. Kind of back and forth here, but I'm going to say put him in the 99. I'm not going to cut him, but definitely going to put Obnixilis in the 99. So here we go. Third legendary creature. We have Azami, Lady of Scrolls. So for 2 blue, so that's 5 mana, 3 of it has to be blue. You get a Human Wizard, legendary creature Human Wizard, a 0/2, so already the stats are not attracting me thus far. But tap an untapped wizard you control, draw a card. Considering I've seen this be nothing but a beautiful card draw engine in the Wizard Tribal Commander deck they did back in Commander 2017. Yeah, just looking at this, it's not going in the. It's not going to be your commander, but I can definitely see this going in the 99. In fact, a friend of mine, hi Mark, has kept this in his wizard deck and just gets beautiful card advantage off of it, irking me every time. So definitely going in the 99. If you think about cutting this, just leave. Just leave. Just leave. All right. We have Selvala, Explorer Returned. Alright, so we have 1 green-white, so it's 3 mana, 1 of which has to be green, 1 of which has to be white. For a 2/4, so that's actually pretty decent for a 3-drop. And then we have Parlay. Parlay. Tap, each player reveals the top card of his or her library. For each non-land card revealed this way, add green to your mana pool, and you gain 1 life. Then each player draws a card. So this is definitely a political card for Commander. I know 2 people who run this. One of them runs it in a group hug deck that everyone forgets can still kill us, and the other runs it in the Mael deck. I don't remember which Commander year it was, but he runs it in that. Definitely, it's a good body for the mana cost, but that ability is definitely a very political ability. Definitely not seeing this for Commander. As your Commander, I think this would be a bit too weak. I don't... unless you have something that immediately gives it haste, you're not going to be able to use that Parlay ability. But definitely in the 99, and definitely as a political thing, like, hey, you know, I might be getting some mana and gaining some life here, but I'm helping you with card advantage. Which, that's always a bit... it's always interesting to... it's definitely a risk versus reward card. And I definitely see it in the 99. I wouldn't cut this card just because very nice, very good political piece for your game. Alright, we have Ragnar. Alright. This is one of the earliest commander or legendaries, really. So for blue, white, green, so Bant. So 3 mana, one which has to be green, one which has to be white, one which has to be blue. So for Bant, you get a legendary creature, which is a 2/2. So a little bit behind, but considering it's no, it's a little bit behind. So for blue, for Bant, and tap it, regenerate target creature. Cut. Just cut it. Just cut it. Alright, here we go. Sazdek, Lord of Secrets. 3 blue, 3 blue, black. So 7 mana, 2 of which has to be blue, 2 of which has to be black. I'm already a bit wary of that really high casting cost. It's a 5/5, so you get a legendary creature vampire who has flying. So 5/5 flyer for 7 mana doesn't interest me that much because in Alpha, Cinder Vampire was a 4/4 flyer for 5 mana. But let's look at this ability. If Sazdek, Lord of Secrets, would deal combat damage to a player, instead put that many 1/1 counter, +1/+1 counters on Sazdek, and that player puts that many cards from the top of their library into their graveyard. Okay, definitely a mill commander. There's no other way I could see this. Maybe not a commander, but definitely would go good in the 99 of like a, whatever the blue-black god from Theros is, the one that mills. You could definitely go well in there. It's going to be a great body. For 7 mana though, I definitely see this one more as I'm playing this so people point my removal at this instead of my other things. It could definitely be a good commander in the right deck. I wouldn't cut him because I really like that second ability. I'm partial to mill. I had a modern mill deck. It was alright. Just accept alright. It wasn't great. Definitely could see this guy as a commander and definitely as an interesting commander. It's one of those out of left field commanders that you're not really expecting. So definitely could see him as a commander more than the 99. Definitely a really interesting card to surprise your opponents with. Alright, here we go. Lanessa, Zephyr Mage for 3 and a blue, so for 4 mana, one of which has to be blue. You get a legendary creature, Human Wizard, who has the ability X blue, tap, return target creature with converted mana cost X to its owner's hand. Then it has another ability, Grandeur. Discard another card named Lanessa Zephyr Mage. Target player returns a creature they control to its owner's hand, then repeats this process for an artifact, enchantment, and a land. Cut. You can't use that second ability at all in Commander. First one could be good in a budget deck, especially with just, you can use it to get rid of big boys, provided you had the mana to sink into it. But if that second ability didn't have you discarding another copy of a card in this deck, which you can't do in Commander, then I would say yes, but just, it's cut. I don't think it would be good enough to make a deck. Alright, Ink Eyes, Servant of Oni for 4 black. You get a 5/4 legendary creature, Rat Ninja, who has ninjutsu, 3 black, so ninjutsu cost is 1 less than the just casting cost. Ninjutsu is return an unblocked attacker you control to the hand, put this card on the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. So whenever Ink Eyes, Servant of Oni deals combat damage to a player, you may put target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and then you can pay 1 and a black to regenerate Ink Eyes. I like this card. It's in my Yuriko deck, which is still under construction. But you could put, I'm not going to say this is going to be a card that can definitely be a good commander. You definitely have to plan around him. And I see this mostly as a really interesting Voltron build, especially if you can play some cards that allow you to attach equipment upon him entering the battlefield, which is going to be very hard to do, especially in a mono black deck, if not outright impossible to do. So I definitely see him as more of a 99, especially in a Ninja Tribal deck that's definitely built to him as a creature. definitely built around him as a creature, I should say. That second ability where he can essentially just rob graveyards is fantastic, especially if you're going up against maybe someone just played a field wipe and all of a sudden graveyards are rich and ripe for the taking. Definitely also great against a graveyard deck. This is definitely something graveyard decks don't particularly look out for, but definitely something that you can use to surprise them with. But if you're running a ninja deck, they might have guessed that you're already playing this. Definitely a good card to put into a ninja deck, or just maybe an unblockable deck, if there is such a thing. Alright, here we go, another one just popped up. Alright, so we have Azusa, Lost but Seeking. So 2 and a green, so 3 mana total, one of which has to be green. You get a legendary creature, Human Monk. It's a 1/2. You may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. Definitely not a commander. That's a good ability, but that's an ability that I don't want to have to pay 2 extra every time it dies. Definitely can see this going to like a Lord Windgrace or a big toad thing from Innistrad that I can't remember the name of right now. But that thing as well. Get Rock Monster. Can definitely see this going into those decks, or land shenanigans decks. So Azusa definitely finds her place there. So definitely put in the 99. You'd be an idiot if you cut this. From any green deck, really. Well, Virtus the Veiled came up, but so did Gorm the Great, so we're going to cover both of them here. Alright, so Virtus the Veiled is 2 and a green, so 3 mana, one of which has to be... No, I'm sorry. Virtus the Veiled is 2 and a black, 3 mana, one of which has to be black. And you get Partner with Gorm the Great, so that means whenever Virtus enters the battlefield, you can go fetch Gorm. Death Touch, he's a legendary creature, Azra Assassin, so he's a 1/1, Death Touch. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. Alright, that's already a pretty dang good ability right there. And then Gorm the Great, so 3 and a green. Legendary creature, Giant Warrior. Partnered with, he's a 2/7, partnered with Virtus the Veiled, which means you get to go fetch Virtus if you play him. Vigilance, Gorm the Great must be blocked if able, and Gorm must be blocked by 2 or more creatures if able. These two are definitely a great 1-2 punch, and definitely can see them both being really good commanders. Definitely, if you're going to have, since they have Partner with, that means they can both be your commander. And I think maybe not commander as commanders, but definitely as cards in the deck, because then you can use one to go fetch the other. And I think Partner with cards like this are definitely better in the 99, just because if you get one, you're guaranteed to get the other if you play it. Gorm and Virtus definitely really pack the 1-2 punch, with everyone forcing to block Gorm that Virtus can get in and get in for a lot of damage, especially with that third ability. Definitely a really good combo, and definitely something I'd run in the 99, but maybe not commanders. Alright, Depala, Pilot Exemplar. So Depala cost 1 red-white, so 3 mana, one of which has to be red, one of which has to be white. For a legendary creature, Dwarf Pilot. She's a 3/3, so definitely on curve in terms of power, toughness, and mana. Other dwarves you control get +1/+1. Each vehicle you control gets +1/+1 as long as it's a creature. And whenever Depala, Exemplar, becomes tapped, let me scroll down here, you may pay X. If you do, reveal the top X cards of your library, put all dwarf and vehicle cards from among them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Depala is kind of the go-to, for lack of a better term, she is the go-to vehicles commander, because right on her card, she buffs them, so she's a vehicle lord, which is kind of weird to think about. And then she allows you to go fetch them with her ability. So anytime she becomes tapped, so if you have to tap her as part of another card's ability, boom. If you tap her to crew something, go fetch, or look at the top parts of your library. But definitely she, I think, is really good if you're going vehicles. But if you're going vehicles, well, her catch is you also have to go dwarves. Now, I remember a lot of the dwarves in Kaladesh supported vehicles. There are also a lot of cards in Kaladesh that weren't dwarves that supported vehicles. So I definitely could say you could throw those in as well. The only problem is if you use her ability, she's not going to fetch those for you. But something I can definitely see working out with this deck would be something like changelings or shapeshifters, where you can use them. She can still fetch changelings and shapeshifters because they're all creature types, so they're dwarves, and so therefore you can go get them with Depala. Alright, so the final legendary creature we're going to look at is Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre. Infinite Gyre. So mana cost is 11. That's any color of mana. Legendary creature Eldrazi. He's a 10/10. When you cast this spell, destroy target permanent. Indestructible. Annihilator 4. When he is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles their graveyard into their library. I cannot see this in any possible way as being a commander, unless you have a really interesting colorless Voltron deck, which most equipment is, most equipment is colorless, so definitely can see that. When you cast a spell, destroy target permanent, the newer Ulamog does that better with exiling 2 permanents, but not bad. Indestructible definitely allows him to get around removal very well. Annihilator 4. Annihilator is just broken beyond belief. So definitely good if you're running him with Voltron. And then if he's put into a graveyard from anywhere, you shuffle your graveyard into your library. Now, I can only see that last ability working if he's in the 99. If he's your commander, no dice on that last ability. But if you're playing him in a colorless deck, definitely a really good card. He's a good card in general. I like the newer Ulamog a lot more though, because exile mill 20. So with this Ulamog, I'd say 99. Definitely put him in the 99. I couldn't cut him just because he's a bit too good. But I cannot really see him as your commander. This card is definitely a good card though, so if you happen to have one, toss it in a deck that you know you can reliably get it out with. Alright. So, thanks for watching the video. Did I maybe miscomment on maybe one of your favorite cards that popped up? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share the video with all of your friends. It really helps the channel grow, and channel growing means more content for you. And if you really want to help support the channel, please consider subscribing and make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when the next Turn 1 Sol Ring video is uploaded. And if you want to help support Booster Packs for Hope, again, you can leave a charity of your choice in the comment section below. I pick 2 every month and have y'all vote on them over on the Facebook page, where you can vote on the charity for next month. If you want to send in a booster pack to Booster Packs for Hope, you can do so by sending your pack to Turn 1 Sol Ring, P.O. Box 291616, Columbia, South Carolina 29229. And as always, everyone, have good games and always have a great one.